entertainment, sports and travel. Home of the 2024 MLB World Champion Dodgers. And now, here's your host, Bob.
Hey, yo, what up, what up? It's another Saturday and another episode of the W.E.S.T podcast. I am, of course, Mott, your host, and we're going to talk some wrestling, entertainment, sports, and travel. Over the week, I was thinking, wrestling's become really, really, really popular, and it's like, when you watch WWE or AEW, they always show celebrities on TV. There's a lot of sports teams when they go to a certain town. You see their teams represented: football, basketball. Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson are big fans of WWE. So, whenever they go to New York or Indiana, Halliburton and Brunson are there. Of course, they're going to be like front and center or backstage. So there's actors and actresses and singers, people in the entertainment industry that are like really into wrestling. A few people that come to mind or Danielle Fishel, aka Topanga from Boy Meets World. She is huge into wrestling. I just saw a podcast where, I don't know if it was an older podcast, but she was basically into Danhausen before Danhausen became Danhausen, like the household name. There's Vanessa Hudgens, who, congratulations, just gave birth last year to two babies. I think they're twins. You remember her from High School Musical, and she's also a singer. And then you have Billy Corgan. Speaking of singing, he's the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins. He was so into wrestling that he actually invested money into TNA when it was going broke. So that's how much he was actually into wrestling. He was actually like the commissioner, the president for a while. And it's crazy how big, and it's not even how big wrestling has gotten. It's like how many people that are into wrestling that you really wouldn't expect being into wrestling. So that's crazy. So last weekend was AEW Revolution, and without getting too far into the weeds, it was very, very heel heavy, with a lot of heels winning and defending their titles. FTR defended their titles against the Young Bucks. MJF defended his title against Hangman Adam Page, and Tekla, the Toxic Spider, defended the AEW Women's Championship against Chris Statlander. And I see the reason for that. I mean, it wasn't a pay-per-view that, if you were a fan of like the Good Guys or like a little kid, probably didn't go home too happy. Because the reason for that is because all of those heel champions, they literally just won those championships, and to take the championships off of them would be kind of stupid, so you got to build them up. So out of the three, who would I see losing the title first? I would probably say I'm leaning MJF, only because Will.Ospreay's back and he may lose it at All In. I think MJF is going to have a few more title defenses successfully. I think he's going to defend it successfully against Swerve and against Kenny Omega. And then I think he's going to face Will.Ospreay probably at All In, and maybe lose it to Will.Ospreay at All In. And by the way, yeah, Will.Ospreay came back, and Edge and Adam Copeland and Christian came back also at Revolution. So it's kind of like you get a little bit of a balance. You get some good in there. It's like you get the matches were, ended on a sour note with the heels winning, but then you get a surprise of a babyface coming back. So it kind of balanced each other out. So that was that. So with that being said, let's get into the top news.
The big story of the week was this.
Okay, So Ringside Roster via Super J-Cast is reporting that WWE wants to sign former New Japan superstar Evil to a contract. Evil was a member of the House of Torture, which was a subgroup of Bullet Club with the War Dogs. So it was like the War Dogs and the House of Torture together. They made Bullet Club. That was the last remnant of what Bullet Club was. Well, anyway, Evil. There's a kind of a conflict though. So it's reported that Evil wants to start in NXT so that he can learn the WWE American style of wrestling. But WWE wants to throw him on the main roster and put a rocket to his back, give him a huge push, like right off the back. So I don't know where that's going to go. That's a story developing. Also in the news, according to David Robles of WrestlingNews.co, who cited Andrew Zarian of Fightful, he's reporting that WWE has fined former Bullet Club member, current MFT member Tama Tonga for recording and posting rehearsals on social media. So there's this unwritten rule in the WWE that you're not supposed to put behind the scenes stuff, especially rehearsals, like out on social media for people to see. And looks like the WWE's fined Tama Tonga for that, which probably ruined his week. But right now it's time to see who is.
I'm living my best week.
All right. So this is the part of the show where I give you a breakdown of everything you need to know about what's going on in all the different wrestling promotions and different shows. Wrestling is on Saturday through Saturday, almost every day of the week. So I'm going to go day by day and let you know literally the gist of what you need to know, which is the main event at the end of the show. And that's pretty much what you need to know what's going on with the whole main storyline. So we're going to start off first with Collision. It's on Saturdays at 5 p.m. on TNT. You had Andrade El Idolo defeating Masca Dorado. And the Don Callis family came in and tried to jump Mascara after the match, but Bandito came out for the save. And again, this was before Revolution, and Bandito and Andrade had a match at Revolution, which was a banger. You should probably actually go and watch Revolution because altogether it was a good pay-per-view. So that was Collision. Then we go to Monday Night Raw on Netflix at 5 p.m. every Monday. You had another confrontation between Roman Reigns and CM Punk in the ring. And it ended up Roman basically broke CM Punk down and just called him old. And that got under Punk's skin so much that he basically punched Roman in the face, knocked him on his you-know-what, and Roman fell down laughing. And security broke it up. That was the end of Raw. Then Tuesdays, NXT on the CW at 5 p.m. every Tuesday. You had Tatum Paxley defeating Izzy Dane of the Culling. And the Culling is Sean Spears' groups. If you remember, he was the Perfect 10. So she defended the NXT North American Championship in a steel cage match. And as she was going up the ramp, she got attacked by Blake Monroe, formerly Mariah May in AEW. So that's going to be something developing because Blake Monroe has been after the North American Championship for quite some time. Then we go to Wednesdays, and you know what that means. You got AEW Dynamite on TBS every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And the show ended with the Young Bucks trying to come out and basically apologize to their family, their fans, for losing at Revolution to FTR, and basically making a promise that they're going to start from the bottom and climb their way back up to championship contention once again, when out come Adam Copeland, Edge, and Christian saying that, hey, because of what FTR did to my wife, Beth Phoenix, basically put her in the hospital with a neck injury for months, they want FTR first. And since the Young Bucks are going to the back of the line, they want the next shot at FTR. Then out comes FTR to exacerbate the situation. They start instigating, and Adam Copeland and Christian and the Young Bucks worked together to kind of beat up FTR and send them packing. But they left the tag titles in the ring, and Copeland and Christian picked them up same time as the Young Bucks, and they kind of had a tug of war over it, meaning that if Copeland and Christian want to get to FTR, they're probably going to have to go through the Young Bucks, and if the Young Bucks are probably able to beat Copeland and Christian, they'll probably get right back up to the #1 spot. That's what that says to me. Then Thursdays, TNA Impact on AMC at 6 p.m. I messed up last week. I said it was 8 p.m., but that's Central Time. So 6 p.m., you had Santana and Steve Maclin for what Steve Maclin scheduled a sit-down to talk about their upcoming match of Sacrifice. It was really them trading shots back and forth, and at the end, nothing happened. Santana just got up and kind of said, "Good luck, see you at Sacrifice, and by the way, you're welcome for me getting your job back." All right. Then we move to Fridays. Friday Night SmackDown on USA at 5 p.m. So early on in the show, you had Matt Cardona confronting Randy Orton about what he did to Cody last week. And Randy Orton basically yelled at him saying, "Stay out of my business." But then at the end of the show, Randy Orton comes out and calls Matt Cardona out, says he wants to apologize for, what he did or his outbursts and everything he did to Cody. And it was all a trap. Randy Orton basically suckered Matt Cardona. Even though security came and tried to break it up, Randy Orton seemingly did a move that broke Matt Cardona's arm. Now, this is kind of has a backstory to it. Matt Cardona and Cody Rhodes are really good friends. So back when Matt Cardona was Zack Ryder, he basically got his own following in the WWE by going online and being like on social media, and got really, really popular. But the WWE kind of denied him and said, "Nah, we're still not, you're only going to get so far," and basically put a glass ceiling over him. So Zack Ryder left WWE, went on the independent circuit, went to wrestle in other countries like Japan, and became Matt Cardona, Always Ready, and became like an independent, Mr. Independent Wrestling. And the story goes that he was actually the one that told Cody Rhodes to go over to Japan and join Bullet Club, and you'll get a second wind or a second life, or you'll get a second coming. And so Cody did, and the rest is history. He joined the Bullet Club, joined the Elite, created AEW, started All In, came back to WWE. So Matt Cardona was really an integral part in Cody's career. So out of all the shows, I have to say Dynamite is, just because the whole thing with Cope and Christian coming back and everything that happened at Revolution, all the heels winning, it's like, okay, who's going to come and be the savior now? So Dynamite, you're living your best week. When we come back, it's going to be Mod Sports West. We're going to see what you watching, talk some food and travel, and there's a giveaway. So stay tuned to the end of the show.
Has bad credit been holding you back from getting a new car, a house, or a better job? Visit creditrepairfolks.com. They offer one-on-one consulting and will give you a personal roadmap to removing negative items and adding positive points to your credit score. The first consultation is free, and they're the only ones that offer a money-back guarantee. They also have payment plans available. So what are you waiting for? Visit creditrepairfolks.com today.
Our coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked.
That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any win.
All right. It's Mod Sports West time, where we talk about West Coast sports, the only three team that matters: Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. That's it. That's the only team that matters. Biased. Who? Okay, cool. So let's start with the Rams. According to Heavy.com, the Rams have been rumored to be trying to replace Davante Adams with A.J. Brown, the wide receiver from the Eagles, the outspoken, controversial A.J. Brown. This comes with Davante's contract being up at the end of this season, and at $44 million right now, he's probably gonna command or demand more money. So the Rams kind of, if I'm in the mind of the Rams, signing AJ Brown and then using the number 13 pick on Mekhi Lemon, who will be on a rookie deal, is a more cost-effective solution. Especially Puka Nakua's contract is coming due soon, and they're going to want to keep him at all costs. So that was a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed or denied, and it's still developing. Lakers. Woo! The Lakers beat the Heat on Thursday, 134-1. I'm sorry, Friday, 134-126 with Luka. No, it's Thursday. Dropping 60 points. Luka dropped 60 points, a 60-burger. And then LeBron, he's doing his thing. He ended up with 19 points and a triple-double. They're holding on strong to number 3 in the West. They're widening that gap between the number 3 and the number 4 spot. They play the Magic today at 4 p.m. And let's see if they rest people, because they won 11 of their last 12, so they may rest some people. And right now, I just want to take some time out to address sports journalists and the media, sports analytics, or the sports commentators. They're trying to figure out what to call LeBron's new role. Is he a role player, third option, this and that? Here's a couple suggestions. How about the greatest basketball stopgap or safety valve in the world? How about Superman to Luka and AR's Batman and Robin? How about the third head on a 3-headed Hydra or a 3-headed dragon? It's like AR is the one that does all the barking, the talking. Luka is the head to the side that takes action and gets you. And if Luka doesn't get you, the old and wise head wakes up and gets active, and that's when ish gets real. That's a 3-headed monster. LeBron doesn't have to do all the work. He can actually play more defense now, get better shot selection. Actually, last game against the Bulls, he was 13 for 14 shots. Only missed 1 shot. More efficient, more productive, and more defensive. So that's what I'm talking about. And then finally, the Dodgers. Basically, this year we're going to see the first usage of the automatic ball strike system. Human umpires will still call balls and strikes, but the teams will have 2 challenges each. And if the challenge is successful, then they get to keep their challenge. And the Dodgers are going to be going for their first three-peat. Only 2 other teams have three-peated in the history of baseball, and that's the Yankees and the A's. So we'll watch out for that. But right now, I want to know what you watching. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'm watching. Man. And it is dope. It's lit. It's fire. I wasn't going to watch it at first, but I figured since I claim to be into anime, I should give it a try. And man, I'm glad I did. I'm talking about One Piece on Netflix. If you like anime, or even just a good story, you gotta watch One Piece. I never thought I'd be into pirates. And it's not even really a pirate kind of show. It's more like action, adventure, fantasy. It kind of gives me like a Lord of the Rings that won't put you to sleep kind of deal. It's basically about this kid who was orphaned as a young boy, and he is kind of raised by this pirate and is around pirates on this island, and he wants to grow up to be a pirate. He's obsessed with it. And years before that, there was this great pirate named Golden Roger who found the ultimate treasure in this place that's far away, hard to get to, almost impossible, danger at every turn. He somehow managed to go there, get treasure, but before he got captured by the Marines, he hid it. And he was executed publicly, and he basically announced to the whole crowd, hey, the secret to life, don't be controlled, be free, follow your dreams, follow your destiny, and I've hidden my treasure in what they call the Grand Line, which is that territory that's basically so dangerous that you don't want to go to. And everybody he says, I've hidden my treasure, and I've hidden it all in one piece. So it's there for whoever to find. So he got executed. The people rioted and all turned into, if they weren't already, pirates. And they took to the sea because in this world it's surrounded by mostly water. And they're sailing. And some people, as time went on, nobody found it. And some people think the treasure of Golden Roger doesn't exist. And some people believe it do. So this is a story of the little kid growing up, and he's chasing that dream of finding the One Piece. So it's a great written story. It's live action. I know it was a cartoon and it was a comic book, but I cannot tell you about it enough. Man. So anyway, moving right along. Talking about some food and travel. I traveled to Chick-fil-A this time and tried their new jalapeno ranch club chicken sandwich, and I gave it a review, so check it out, and then you could also check it out for yourself and see whether you agree with me or not. Now, for the giveaway. Alright, so if you're watching this or listening to this, once I put a post on Instagram under the W.E.S.T podcast Instagram account announcing that this show is up, if you go to that post, follow the account if you're not already, like the post and comment shirt, I will send you the official W.E.S.T t-shirt expeditiously, as T.I. would say. So between this week and next week, if you go to this week's Instagram post or next week's Instagram post, follow the W.E.S.T podcast account, like the post, and then comment shirt. And I'll send this to you. I'll DM you for your address, and I'll send this to you. You'll just need to give me your size. This one's a small, so I got this one on deck. So I can send you this one that I'm holding in my hand, or I can get you whatever size you need. And what I need to do is be out so I can get back for another week, next week, of the W.E.S.T podcast. Peace.